A very good morning here from the Long Valley Circuit north of the Italian capital. This is round 3, race 2 of the Italian F4 Championship. The cars on the circuit. If you missed race 1 yesterday, it was carnage. Freddie Slater took the victory. After 3 safety cars, a race ultimately ended by the red flag, which took out 1/3 of the field. Yes, 12 drivers out of 36 retiring yesterday. We're about to hear from 2 drivers who did avoid the carnage yesterday, starting with the Brit from Mallorca, Ed Robinson.
So I had your first year in car racing, but a clean run yesterday. Looking to improve again this morning?
Yep, we think today there'll be less accidents, but we're looking for a good start, good first lap, keep it clean, and we think if we do some clean overtakes, I can do top 25 again, but top 20 would be a really good result.
How hard is it on track?
How what, sorry?
On track.
How hard is it?
Thank you.
Let's answer that on Ed's behalf. It is very difficult. Ed Robinson, the 2020 Spanish kart racing champion. A slight correction there. Not his first year in car racing. His first year in the Italian F4 series after racing in the Ginetta series in Great Britain last year. 12 cars out of 36 retiring yesterday from race 1. Freddie Slater starts from pole position. Jack was beaten from pole in race 1 yesterday. The Queenslander coming home in 2nd place. It is Freddie Slater on pole position. He is the championship leader here this morning. A beautiful Sunday morning here at the Long Valley Circuit, 30 kilometres north of what was once the centre of the civilised world. The Italian capital of Rome, the circuit of Vallelunga. 30 kilometres to the north. The circuit built back in 1951, hosting round 3 of the championship. We'll take a look at the grid. Freddie on pole position. He's the championship leader. The Jamaican sensation, Alex Powell out of grid 2. Hiyu Yamakashi, who's been superb so far in 2024, alongside the rookie leader Thomas Stolchemanis. Matthias Verheera back in form alongside his US racing teammate Akshay Bora. Ethan Isha. Well, a tough run for the Swiss driver yesterday. He does start out of grid 7 this morning, though, for Jensen Motorsport, alongside Gianmarco Pradel. Rashid just missed the podium yesterday, coming home P4. Starts out of grid 9 alongside Dion Gauda. Andrej Petrovic, without the rear wing yesterday, starts out of grid 11, the first of the 2 Serbians. Lucas Samalisto, also retired from race 1 yesterday. He's ahead of Gustav Jonsson and Maximilian Popov. Kin Nakamura Berta. A tough run for the former junior world champion. Jack beaten out of grid 16. He started on pole position and finished 2nd in race 1 yesterday. Eni Frey crashing with his teammate. Starts out of grid 17 this morning. That was in yesterday's race. Larini, Anurag and Enzo Ye, who brought out the first of 3 safety cars in what can only be politely described as a very hectic race yesterday morning. Maxim Rem also retiring from race 1 yesterday through no fault of his own. Reno Francot did come home in P8. Olivieri P11 in race 1 yesterday. Shimo Zhang into the wall big time in Curva Grande. That brought out the 2nd safety car. It was a mess yesterday's race. Savinkov, Rodella, Linho Denuis and Kamal Murad, who won in the Czech Republic just a couple of weeks ago. The Sydney sider out of grid 28. Andrea Kostic, Luca Vistoriano, what a story this is. The rookie podium yesterday for the Romanian driver, Everett Stack. Ed Robinson, who we just heard from a few moments ago, starts out at grid 32 for the AS Motorsport team. Victor Dobzhansky, Filippo Fiorentino, the 2nd, Menino do Brasil, and the Mafia Racing drivers, Holguin and Nathaniel Berabi, the Panamanian Swiss driver for the Swiss team with their roots in Ethiopia. Mafia Racing, a new entry for 2024. Their drivers did avoid yesterday the multiple accidents which brought out 3 safety cars. The race was ultimately ended under the red flag. Freddie Slater did take victory from Jack Beaton. Jack was jumped from pole position. Did not get a chance to really attack back. Did Jack for the race win. Slater taking victory. There's Matthias Verheera going through car 10. Hiyu Yamakashi finishing in P3, just holding off the Emirati Rashid Al-Daheri. The final Sunday in spring in the Northern Hemisphere. This is race 2, round 3. Gianmarco Pradel disappointed with 10th yesterday. Already a few podiums in the championship. First time in Mugello last year, where we raced the next round of the championship, the 4th round. That's on July 14. Before we go to the magnificent Paul Ricard circuit in the south of France on July 21st. Barcelona in Spain on September 29, and the season final at Monza on October 27. There's the championship standings. Freddie, 115 points from Yamakashi. And border Akshay, 3rd in the series, 3rd row of the grid. Don't be surprised if Akshay stands on the podium here in 30 minutes plus 1 lap's time. There's Dion Gauda going through. Andrei Petrovic, PHM Racing, car 49. Luca Samalisto, both the R-Race GP drivers out yesterday. Luca Samalisto and Enzo Ye. There is Akshay Bora in car 31. As the 36 car field come through Curva Roma, basically, or simply translates as the Roman corner. This is the driver from the British Midlands, the championship leader who took pole position in the Euro 4 Championship on debut in 2023. The former World Kart Racing champion for Ricky Flynn Motorsport now starts out at Grid 1 for the Prema Racing team. Nathaniel Berraby for the Maffei Racing team with their Ethiopian roots, based in Geneva, Switzerland. There's Robinson, the 62 AS Motorsport car coming through. Kamal Murad in car 70. They're backed up around La Curva Roma. 36 cars on the grid. This is round 3, race 2, the world's most competitive junior motorsport series, presented from the very beginning by WSK Promotion, together with the Automobile Club of Italy, ACI Sport. Slated to the left of your screen, it's the Jamaican Alex Powell to the right. The green flag at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights. Here at Vallelunga for the 2nd time this weekend here in Rome, we race. Perfect start from Slater, who's centred from pole position. And the Prema Racing drivers go 1, 2 and 4. Split by the Japanese driver, Hiyu Yamakashi. 2nd in the championship, 3rd in the race, trying to go through as the Jamaican tries the outside down into Chimney 1. Slater with the race lead. Thankfully, for the moment, it's a clean start. Almost off the track, Gianmarco Pradel holds on to it as Filippo Fiorentino makes a move on Robinson in the background. Yamakashi has to defend. Fajeda just behind. Powell still on the outside of his teammates. There's Stolchamanas with a storming start, the Latvian, in car 33 for the Prema Racing team. Off the road, 3 drivers already. Savinkov into the gravel. We've lost one of the VAR cars early. Too good to be true. Kostic it was who's in the gravel. And the American Everett Stack. It was clean up until that point. Slater continues to lead from Powell. Yamakashi, Stolchamanas, that's Fajeda, who looks good here this morning. The South American tries to round up the Latvian. The safety car out onto the circuit. Savinkov, Kostic and Everett Stack. The Ukrainian, the Serbian and the American bring out the safety car for the 4th time in 30 minutes of racing here at Rome this weekend. Our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari, laid down the law after one of the messiest races we have had in the series history. Slater with the race lead. There is Andrea Kostic, one of the 2 Serbian drivers, parked into the gravel, still in the car, hoping to get pulled out of the gravel and restart. The car looked straight. Savinkov has made it back to pit lane. This is the reason why there was one of the Gensa cars going off just ahead. Contact between Everett Stack and Kostic. Savinkov, the innocent victim, the 52 AKM Motorsport car, trying to avoid. Oh, and also Visoriano going around. Luca, who was on the podium yesterday. There is the R-Race GP team. Their drivers have made it through. Luca Samalisto up into 10th place. Alexander Savinkov, 52, the AKM Motorsport team of Marco and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, go to work. He will not lose a lap. He is the best part of half a lap, almost 2 minutes behind the field. But thanks to the safety car, there's Everett Stack. He is out. Savinkov will not lose a lap. So Everett Stack, who raced last year in the United States Formula 4 Championship, also 6, maybe 5, half a dozen races in the Formula Regional Americas Series, the Formula 3 American Regional Series. Everett Stack out on the first lap in car 9 for the PHM team. Savinkov, Alexander from Ukraine, has made it back out onto the circuit. There's Robinson, the bright yellow AS Motorsport team. The team from Slovenia, based in Venice, with the British driver from Mallorca. Yes, it's an incredibly international field. The Englishman from the Jamaican and Yamakoshi from Japan. 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Under safety car conditions. We expect this to be a short intervention. There is Ethan Isher going through. A disaster yesterday when the Swiss teammates, Ethan Isher, involved in an accident yesterday. The two teammates coming together. Ethan and Enya Frey, who's in 20th place in car 22. The teammates took each other out. There was not a nice atmosphere in the Jensen Motorsport team last night. But this morning, it's a new day. The sun is shining here on the last Sunday, or the final Sunday of spring. And Ethan Isher from north of the border, the Swiss driver for the Swiss team, is in position 6 behind the South American. Still the safety car onto the circuit. There's Pradel going through ahead of Luca Samalisto. The Australian from the Finn, positions 9 and 10. Still no word from race control as they complete this lap 2. Another lap under safety car, so we expect them to go green this time round. The Lamborghini Urus has led more laps than many of the drivers in the field here this weekend. Slater, yesterday's race winner, 3 safety cars. Ultimately, the race was ended by a red flag. Slater is the championship leader, 115 points to Yamakoshi on 97. Akshay, 79 in third. Alex Powell, who's second in the race this morning, 66 and 4th in the championship. And Jack Beaton, who took pole position yesterday, finished in 2nd place. He's up to 12th. That is Jack on the attack in car 45, the Queenslander. Pole position yesterday, grid 16 this morning for race 2. We'll start on the 2nd row for race 3 this afternoon. Jack is actually 5th in the championship on 58 points. It's a recovery mission for the Australian this morning. Car 45 for the US racing team, who of course are the defending Drivers' Teams champion, with Kasper Stuka, who won the 10th season, the 10th anniversary season of this championship in 2023. At the moment, the top US racing driver, Matthias Verheerder, who missed the 2nd round at Imola through illness. Back in form is the South American. He's in P5. That is Lucas Samalisto, car 7 for the RSGP team. Still waiting for word from race control. The track is now clear. Savinkov has caught up to the back of Luca Vistoriano, who was on the rookie podium yesterday for the debuting Real Racing team. Again, another lap. Behind the safety car. We are getting word from race control there may be some damage to the barriers. Kostic and Stack are both out. Savinkov has caught up to the back of Luca Vistoriano. The Ukrainian still on the lead lap in 34th position. So the order is Slater, Powell, Yamakoshi, Stolchamanes, Verheerder, Ethan Isher up into P6. Bora, Gouda, Pradell into P9. Now we're getting word from race control that the safety car will come into pit lane at the end of this lap. And Lucas Samalisto, there's the Finn going through in P10, just ahead of Gustav Jonsson. Confirmation at the bottom left of your screen that the Lamborghini Urus will pull into pit lane and will go green at the end of this lap. There's Dion Gouda going through. Car 50 for the Prema Racing Team in PA from Pradell, Samalisto, Gustav Jonsson. In P11 has been really impressive, has been quick this weekend for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team, who of course won this championship in 2019 with Dennis Hauger. That is Gustav in 36. And of course they took the title with Ollie, the Englishman Behrman, in 2021. It's been a tough couple of seasons since they won with Ollie 3 seasons ago. Back in form, Hiyu Yamakashi, race winner in P3, splits the Prema Racing drivers who are 1, 2, and 4. Hiyu Yamakashi from Tokyo in Japan, lightning quick, threw away though an almost certain victory in race 3 at Imola when he clipped the bollard at the top of the hill. Alta Variante won't make that same mistake again. He's on the back of Powell. Slater, the race leader. The safety car disappearing down through the S's. It pulls into pit lane. Slater dictates the pace. Powell right behind his English teammate. The green flag is now flying on the start-finish line. 34 of the original 36 cars make their way through La Curva Roma as Slater locks up. The green flag flies and we race once again. Round 3, race 2 of the Italian F4 Championships here at the Vallelunga circuit. Slater, Powell and Hiyu Yamakashi. Down through La Curva Grande as they approach 240 kilometers an hour. Fastest through the speed trap so far this weekend, 238. As we see Ferreira, Isha, Bora, Dion Gouda. Here's a big lunge down the inside from Maxim Ram. Nicely done. He takes Kabir Anurag and the Singaporean almost off the road. Pulls back in ahead of Reno Francot, who's down in 19th. Frey, Olivieri, Zheng and Enzo Ye. Slater leads the way. Locker from Dion Gouda will lose the place almost certainly to Gianmarco Pradell if he can't get it back on track. Has to defend. There's Ferreira just ahead. Gouda on the back of Bora, the 2 Indian drivers who shared the 4th row of the grid in race 1 yesterday. They're in 7th and 8th, those same positions again here this morning. We pass 1/3 race distance. Back green here at Long Valley. Race 2, round 3 of the championship. Gianmarco sends it down the inside. Nicely done by the Sydney sider. Superb pass on Dion Gouda. And Gustav Jonsson tries to follow him through. Can't quite do it. Fabulous racing here this morning. Gustav Jonsson has not given up though. Dion Gouda closes the door, will lose momentum. Around the outside goes Lucas Samalisto. What a move from the Finn, just superb. The R-Race GP driver in car 7. Fantastic pass. The Finn takes the Swede. They both try and take Dion as they approach 240 kilometers an hour down through La Curva Grande. Here at the Long Valley Circuit north of the Italian capital. Samalisto superb. Jonsson tries the outside. Then it's Jack beaten, Kim Nakamura Berto, and into the grass. Oh no, that fabulous run comes to an end. Lucas Samalisto with some superb skill fought his way brilliantly up into the top 10, has parked it in the grass, has got going again. Damage to the front spoiler, and there's also damage to one of the US racing drivers as well. Maxim Rem on the outside. They can't get rhythm. They can't get momentum. Kin Nakamura Berta, he's carving up through the field. There's the former junior World Cup racing champion. Slater continues to lead. The Jensen Motorsport drivers, the teammates, just behind Rashid Al-Bahedi. Reno Francot, any afraid they won't make the same mistake again that they did yesterday. Team owner Andreas Jenser absolutely furious last night. He had every reason to be. The Swiss teammates taking each other out. At the moment, a much better run this morning. Ethan Isher up into P6. Frankot charging up through the field as Slater disappears. Down into Curva Grande. Fastest lap of the race as well at 34.334, 3/10 of a second. Faster than his Jamaican teammate as Hiyu Yamakoshi locks up. He's ahead of Stoltemanis. Here's Nakamura Berta going through. Jack on the attack. Superb start from Beaton. He's up into P12. Lucas Samalistol, this was a few moments ago, actually getting out of the throttle. He did the right thing to try and avoid the car ahead. A punctured right rear into the gravel, into the grass, I should say. He's coming to pit lane. Slater, Powell, Hiyu Yamakoshi, there's Stoltemanis. Ethan Isher. This is much better from Ethan. P6, not far off the podium, but Slater looks unstoppable here this morning. The championship leader, the race leader as well, looking for his 6th victory in 2024. This is the Jamaican sensation, Alex Powell, the Mercedes AMG Junior. In second place, the young rookie, less experienced than his teammate. Second in last year's KZ2 World Cup at Wackersdorf in Germany. Powell, multiple WSK International champion, as is Slater, former WSK Supermaster Series champion. This is Thomas Stoltemanis, who in September last year won one of the most spectacular WSK races at Franciacorta for the Energy Corsa racing team. Thomas, second rookie, P4 outright, being chased by Matias Ferreira. Much better run now for the Sao Paulista. 2 Brazilian drivers in the field, the second of which is Filippo Fiorentino for the Crown Motorsport team. He's down in P26. Ferreira flies the flag for the US racing team, who won the title last year with Kasper Stuka. There's Isha just behind. Just 2 car lengths back. Slater, the gap is 1.8 seconds to the Mercedes AMG Junior Powell. Yamakoshi goes through. One of the brightest young talents to come out of Japan in the last half decade or so. We think of Ayumu Iwasa, of course racing in Super Formula as well. Not to mention Yuki, of course, who raced F4 in Japan half a decade ago. The current Toro Rosso, the current Alpha, the current, what do they call these days? The team formerly known as Minardi. Wow, the Red Bull team. The nation with a long, strong history in world motorsport. They're third at the moment with Hiyu Yamakoshi. This is Bradell going through. P8 in car 12, the second US racing driver, sorry, the third US racing driver, because this is the second. Akshay Bora, P7. A much cleaner race here this morning as Akshay goes through. The New Yorker, younger brother of Nikhil Bora. Akshay, Gianmarco, Dion Guerra, Gustav Jonsson. That's King Nakamura Berta. Just arrived at the circuit on Friday night after missing much of practice. A DNF yesterday, the former junior World Kart Racing champion, winning that race at Campillos in the pouring rain in the south of Spain in 2021 for the Forza Racing team. That's KMB, the second Japanese driver inside the top 10. If we conveniently ignore the fact that he was born in the King's England. He's ahead of Jack Beaton, Davide Lavini. Good drive from the Tuscan. Francot, Albaheri. Thomas Stoltemanis. Car 33. This is Matias Ferreira. Second year in the championship. So much expected of this super quick South American 2023. It was virtually a write-off as Kostic comes into pit lane. Sorry, Petrovic, Andrej Petrovic. The first Serbian's already out in Kostic. Andrej Petrovic to retire the 49 PHM car. Back to Matias Ferreira. A forgettable run in 2023. A mega talent second in the WSK Supermasters Series 2022, I think it was, with the Kart Republic team. Back in form here this morning. Here's P5 from Ethan Ishar for Jensen Motorsport. That's Akshay Bora, car 31. Pradel, Gouda, Gustav for the Van Amersfoort Racing team, now inside the top 10. Pradel goes through 2 podiums so far. For the driver from Sydney, Australia, he was on the podium at the first round of the championship in race 1 at Misano as Rashid pulls into pit lane minus half of his front wing, and the Emirati, who just missed the podium yesterday, is out. Now the retirements start to add up. Samalisto, Luca is out. Kostic and Stack, they were out on the first lap of the race. Andrei Petrovic has just retired, and now the Emirati, Rashid Aldeheri, has retired the Huawei 14 Prema racing car. Rashid is out. Ethan still in P6. Bora, Pradel, Gouda, Jonsson. K&B going through from Beaton, Larini. Up into P13 is Davide, the Tuscan, one of just 3 Italians in the series. This is Jack Beaton, pole position yesterday. The oldest of the 4 Beaton brothers. A recovery drive this morning for Jack. Starting out of grid 16. He starts on the second row of the grid for race 3 this afternoon. Let's go down though and hear from Rashid Aldeheri.
Explain us what happened.
So yeah, at the start, there was 2 drivers that tried to overtake me both. I mean, I was defending from one, the other one tried to enter a bit too fast. He pushed me into the other one. He broke the front wing. Then he tried to survive a bit to see if we were able to keep up the pace, but without the front wing, it's a bit hard. And then another driver pushed me off just now. So it's a bit, I think a lot of drivers are just maybe pushing a bit too much right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't say, Rashid. Although the race is cleaner here this morning than it was yesterday. Unfortunately, Rashid, 5-time WSK champion. 4th yesterday in race 1. 2 times he won in his home nation, the United Arab Emirates F4 Series. Gianmarco Bradel on the podium twice so far. Rashid is out. Thankfully, though, it is a cleaner race than yesterday. 31 of the original 36 drivers. That was Larini going through in car 16 in position 13. Nakamura Berta just outside the top 10, trying to chase down the Swede, Gustav Jonsson. Through Curva Grande, 238 kilometers an hour, fastest through the speed trap. Throughout the week, they're probably doing 1 or 2 more than that. If they can get the slipstream, not the fastest circuit in a straight line. And neither is Monza, where we race the series final. Actually, the quickest speed recorded was last year, Aurelia Nobel's 252 kilometers an hour at Imola. There's the speeds here this morning, bearing in mind that is on the start-finish straight. It's just after they come out of the final corner, La Curva Roma, or the Roman corner, down through La Curva Grande, the big corner, approaching 240 kilometers an hour as the track sweeps downhill. Slater controlling the pace, 3.3 seconds clear of Alex Powell. A DNF yesterday for the Jamaican. There's the Japanese driver, Kin Nakamura Berta. Alex Powell still thinking about the championship, the young rookie, 4th in the series on 66 points at the moment. This is valuable because Bora, just behind in 7th place, is next on 79 points. Gianmarco goes wide. Popov sends it up the inside. Sorry, it was Rem that went wide. Maximilian Popov takes the German. Nicely done. His father, Alex, a jet fighter pilot from Sochi in the south of Russia. A top move from the Top Gun. Maximilian Popov just centered on the German. He's up into P16. Slater 3.7 seconds clear. Maximilian Popov, also multiple WSK race winner. There's Maxim Rem, who's fallen back to 17th place in car 71. Absolutely furious when he was taken out through no fault of his own yesterday in that multi-car crash, which ultimately brought out the red flag. His teammate, Matias Ferreira, on the back of Thomas Dolchemanis, the Brazilian behind the Latvian. From Japan, Hiyu Yamakashi in third. From Jamaica, Powell in second. Slater from the Kings, England, still in P1. In this multi-international field, the world's most competitive junior motor racing series. The Italian F4 Championship. This is the 11th season as you look at Yamakashi from Japan. Presented from the very beginning when Lance Stroll, the Aston Martin Formula One driver, took the inaugural title in 2014. Slater almost 4 seconds clear. This is the fight just off the podium. Ethan Isher trying to drag himself into this battle as well. Ferreira gets the run on Stolchemanis, gets the slipstream. They race down through Curva Grande. Slater still 3.7 seconds clear. This is Powell, and just behind Yamakashi. Ferreira on the back of Thomas Stolchemanis from Latvia. Ethan Isher just can't quite get into the battle. Border just behind. Remember, Akshay is third in the championship. Slater is walking away with this. Yamakashi locks up. Hiyu Yamakashi loses time to Alex Powell. And now we'll have to defend from not only Thomas Dolchemanis, but Ferreira and Ethan Isher as well. That gives the Swiss driver hope after a disaster yesterday in race one. The final 5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining in a thankfully much cleaner race here this morning at the Long Valley Circuit. Just north of what was once the center of the Roman Empire. Stolchemanis works the wheel through the S's out of Tornantino. Ethan Isher going on through car 21 for the Genza Motorsport team. There's Pradel in 12 behind Akshay. Again, Hiyu Yamakashi locks up. The Prema Racing team 1-2 at the moment. Slater disappears down through Curva Grande. A 34 dead as well, 134.053. Fastest lap of the race. 4 fast Freddy from the Midlands of the Kings, England. Back to Powell in second. Yamakashi. Ferreira into Chimity 1. Watch Yamakashi, no lock up this time, keeps it as straight as possible. Behind Pradel is Gauda, Jonsson, Kim Nakamura, Bertha, KMB, just outside the points in 51, the Alpine F1 Academy junior driver from yesterday's pole sitter, Jack Beaton. This is his teammate in car 10, the boy from Brazil, Matias Ferreira. Welcome back, Matias. A disastrous start to the 2024 championship. A South American, the GP management driver. His manager is none other than the 1995 World Kart Racing champion, Gastão Fragua. Watching on from Sao Paulo this morning. Bom dia, Gastão. Matias, your driver, back in form. Great to see he's in P5. Stolchemanis withstands the challenge for the moment. 3 minutes, 1 lap remaining. .237 kilometers an hour from the Brazilian as he just gets the slipstream slightly from Stolchemanis. Slater has left the building. 3.9 seconds clear of Powell. Yamakashi safe in third for the moment. Second in the series is Hiyu from Tokyo. And then the fight just behind between Stoltemanis Ferreira. Is Ethan Isha. Stoltemanis, look how close Matias is to the back of the Latvian. Stoltemanis, the second rookie for the moment. The third rookie, incidentally, is Kin Nakamura Berta, 11th outright. But Kin won't be satisfied with that at all. He's fighting for championship, the championship, and outright race wins. Just coming through Tornantino now is the second Japanese driver ahead of Jack Beaton. Larini still in 13. A much cleaner, thankfully, race here this morning. So depending on when Freddie crosses the line now, this is either the penultimate lap or 2 laps remaining. The gap is 4.5 seconds. Slater is gone. 33.8 as well. The Englishman is destroying them here this morning at Long Valley. Now Ferreira gets the run. Stoltemanis defends. Up into Chimney 1. Thomas closes the door on Matias, who's throwing everything at the Latvian. Fabulous fight for P4. Yamakashi goes through. Second in the series, third in race 2 here this morning. He looks safe for the moment. Powell just ahead. Ferreira, will he send it too far back this time? This is Yamakashi, car 6 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. Ethan Isha is watching this and he's gathering pace. He's closing in. He's in this race. Ethan superb. P6, second year in the series for the Swiss driver, for the Swiss team. Stoltemanis turns in, defends. Ferreira too far back. He thought about sending it there. The Brazilian flag flying high here this morning and proudly on car 10. This is car 27, Fast Freddy. World Kart Racing Champion with Ricky Flynn Motorsport. RFM, of course. 20 drivers on the grid in Formula One as Freddie starts his final lap of the race. 4 of the current 20 drivers in the FIA Formula One World Championship are Ricky Flynn Motorsport drivers. Oscar, of course. Joe, Logan and Lando, the 2014 World Kart Racing Champion. Don't be surprised if Freddie joins them on the grid sooner rather than later. He is dominating here this morning. The gap is 5 seconds. This is the last lap of the race. Perfect drive from Freddie from pole position. Nakamura Berta fighting with Jack Beaton. They make contact. Gets airborne. Does Nakamura Berta side by side through the S's. Jack lost control there, to be fair. Kin Nakamura Berta was the innocent victim. Incredibly, these Tatas T421 cars. Buongiorno Gianfranco and Giovanni from the Tatas manufacturer. They're built strong and they will get it to the checkered flag. Unstoppable, Fast Freddy. He accelerates through the S's for the final time up to La Curva Roma. The championship leader, the championship favourite surely, turns in for the final time. The driver from the Midlands of the King's England has dominated here this morning. Fast Freddie Slater wins race 2 here at Long Valley. The Jamaican from the Japanese driver, Powell in second. Yamakashi third. Thomas Stoltemanis does hold off Matias for 4th place. Slater superb. He wins again for the Prema Racing Team. Slater, the championship leader, another 25 points. That's his 6th victory of 2024. Powell in 2nd place. His championship is back on track and he's the first rookie home. And Hiyu Yamakashi, 3rd again. Still in the fight for the championship. This is race 2. Round 3 of this 7-round championship. 8 races of 21 completed. Freddie wins. There's Alex Powell. The Jamaican, he was, well, did not need to be a sensation this morning, but the Mercedes-AMG Junior, first rookie home, back on track. Of course, 4th in the series. He'll pick up valuable points here this morning, 18 of them. May actually jump border, but Freddie Slater wins. Powell, the first rookie, in 2nd for the Mercedes-AMG Junior. Yamakoshi, superb in 3rd. Thomas holds off Matheus Ferreira for P5. Isha, well done, mate. After the disaster yesterday, he brings it home, P6. Akshay 7, Gianmarco 8, Dion Gauda, and well done to Gustav Jonsson. Holds off Kin Nakamura Bertha, who went wheel to wheel, literally with Jack Beaton on the last lap of the race. Ladini pop off with that mighty pass earlier on in the race. Frankot, Frey, the Jensen Motorsport drivers, Ram Arnoldag, Kabir just ahead of Zhang Lin Hodenius. The 2 Italians, Rodella, Olivieri, Enzo Ye, Murad, Savinkov, does finish. That's a good effort from the AKM Motorsport team driver ahead of Fiorentino, Dobzhansky, Robertson, Visoriano, Holguin, and Berraby, the final runner. A cleaner race, thankfully, here today. Great recovery, in fact, from Savinkov. Remember, he was in pit lane for a new front wing. Does finish in 25th position. The championship looks like this. Slater won 40 points. Hiyu Yamakoshi 112 in 2nd. Bora is just still in 3rd place by a single point from Alex Powell. Jack from Thomas. Rashid, nothing this morning, but the Emirati still 7th from Dion Gauda. Kin Nakamura Bertha and Gianmarco 10th in the series. Slater superb from pole position from Great Britain. P1 for the ADD management driver. Fraser, your boy did it again, mate. Craig Boyd, who's worked with young Freddie since the days of him winning that World Kart Racing Championship with Ricky Flynn Motorsport. He'll be with him throughout the entire season as well, with the exception of the Mugello race in August, when Craig, we wish him all the best, him and Magdalena. Sorry, the wedding was planned a year ago. Freddie's by himself that weekend. The Prema Racing team, they'll give him a fabulous car when we come back from the summer break, though. He is the championship leader on 140 points after 8 of 21 races. We'll hear from him in just a moment. Hiyu Yamakoshi, another podium. The surprise, the welcome, the pleasant surprise in 2024. Finishes in P3 for Van Amersfoort Racing. Alex Powell back on track, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, the first rookie home. But the race winner is Freddie Slater, who's speaking to Laura Cola.
Well, another perfect race, an important win for you.
Yeah, 100%. We just had so much pace to give. We keep getting reported, so I know I had to build the gap for safety measures, and that's what we did. And yeah, mega pace. The car was unreal. Like this time in the morning, obviously the cars are quite fast because of the colder air in the morning, so it makes it so much more fun, and the car feels nimble. So it's a nice time to race. Of course, it's early in the morning, and it's a shame for all the fans because obviously they don't want to be up so early. But no, it's good for the drivers. So I really enjoyed that one, and we build on it for race 3.
See you later.
Thank you.
We'll take a look at the highlights of race 2 here this morning. Here at Vallelunga from pole position, Slater superb. A magical start. Powell slots into 2nd place as all 36 starters make it down through La Curva Grande, the big corner, without a problem here this morning. The Prema Racing drivers 1, 2 and 4, split by Hiyu Yamakoshi, who would ultimately finish on the podium. Powell trying to attack Slater multiple times on the opening lap of the race. The first and thankfully only safety car intervention. Stack, Kostic, and Alexander Savinkov out. Savinkov driving superbly well back through the field after a pit stop. Lucas Samalisto making moves until he was helped off the circuit and into the grass and ultimately retirement. Freddie Slater absolutely unstoppable. He would take the checkered flag to win for the 6th time in 2024. He is the championship leader. He's surely now the championship favourite even at this early stage of the season. We wait for Hio, Alex and Freddie to make their way out onto the newly rebuilt podium here at Vallelunga. This is round 3 of the 7-round 2024 championship. A nice crowd building here this morning. A beautiful springtime day. Of course, summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. Officially next, Friday, Saturday? The last weekend of spring, a beautiful morning, and we expect the same conditions for race 3 this afternoon. Make sure you join us for that, of course, just after 2 o'clock local time. From Tokyo in Japan for the Dutch Van Amersfoort racing team, back on the podium, Hio Yamakashi, the Jamaican sensation. Alex Powell, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, he's the top rookie as well. Freddie wins again for the 6th time in 2024 here in Rome. Great to see Luigi Loccerto representing the Prema Racing team, the Australian-Italian, for the team's championship, and a great pleasure to have Mr. Giancarlo Minardi, the legendary Formula One team owner, presenting the trophies to Hio, Alex and Freddie. And Luigi, the Australian who barely speaks a word of English. I'm not lying. Well done, mate. Representing the Prema Racing team who win here again. The national anthem of Great Britain. We hear it once again in the Italian Championship. Freddie Slater wins for the 6th time in 2024. It's Alex Powell, though, the top rookie. He starts on pole position for race 3 and looking to take his first outright victory here this afternoon. Make sure you join us for that. That is race 3, round 3, here at Vallelunga, north of the Italian capital at 20 minutes past 2 local time. Thanks for joining us from Vallelunga here in Rome. We'll see you for race 3 here this afternoon.